Today on Behind the Faith.
The story that we tell in The Raw originated when a young actress, Andrea van Rensburg, and myself just sat around and were talking about what would be great ideas for a story.
You belong on the stage, but you're telling me that you're moving back to Africa to live on a game reserve. So what's your purpose in life? Who are you?
I just got a phone call from our producer and director, France, the one day. And it was out of the blue, and I knew who he was, the editor for the magazine for which I write the reviews. He spoke to him because they know each other, and he said that France had to consider me for this project.
You don't want to miss this.
Well, on behalf of Dr. Andre and Pastor Jenny Raybert, welcome to another exciting episode of Behind the Faith.
It's really exciting to be back together again this week, and it's always so good as a faith family of networks to get together, learn what's happening behind the scenes, and really enjoy the goodness of God in every aspect of television.
So on this week's episode, we're talking all things The Raw. Don't forget, this Sunday at 8 p.m., The Raw will be airing out. So exciting. Right here from Buffalo City in South Africa, take a look at this quick documentary about The Raw.
The story that we tell in The Raw originated when a young actress, Andrea van Rensburg, and myself just sat around and were talking about what would be great ideas for a story, and we came up with a story where my character plays a father who's very stubborn and not willing to release his daughter into her own calling, and she having to fight, first of all, to find out what her calling in life is and her purpose in life is, and then secondly, getting my blessing in order to go and do it. And that kind of evolved into a story that we had then called at that stage, In Which Jungle Do I Belong? Is it the jungle, is it the concrete jungle or the urban jungle of New York, or is it the jungles of Africa? So the story evolved and we kept on writing. Everybody contributed to the story and to the writing until it evolved into what is now called The Raw.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful Jewish orphan girl who felt she had no purpose until she became the Queen of Persia. When her people were threatened, she was the only one who could speak to the king to save them, but she couldn't go without an invitation. Yet, she chose to be brave and go anyway because she knew she was made for such a time as this.
You belong on the stage, but you're telling me that you're moving back to Africa to live on a game reserve. So what's your purpose in life? Who are you?
You got the part. She got the part.
You've been here a whole day, and you still haven't told Andre or your father that you've been offered a Broadway show.
Dingo is not just my home, it's my legacy.
Whatever decision you make now, you're not only going to secure your legacy, but you're going to make sure that your vision's being honored.
We're going to celebrate as soon as we get those rhino horns.
It's the deed to Matingwe.
It's not every day you meet a Broadway star who also owns an African lodge. In life, we regret more the things we didn't do than the things we did.
That from the Bible?
Oh, I read it in a sugar packet this morning.
You've been doing this for 10 years.
Yes, but this is the first time that I got a call back and the part.
The answer is no.
I'm glad someone else recognizes the talent that I've always seen in you. What I resent is the fact that for 10 years, you kept this part of your life a secret.
Mom's death was not the death of God's purpose for your life. So if you want to be buried next to Mom, you do it yourself.
At the end of 2015, David Ferreira and myself were working on a different movie, and we wanted to speak to Pastor Andre Raybert at Faith Broadcasting Network about partnering in that film. And when we met, we decided on this movie, The Raw. First of all, from a partnership point of view, it was great to be able to partner with a big organization like Faith Broadcasting Network, with Pastor Andre and Jenny Raybert, and with the rest of the team, because now it wasn't just having an executive producer putting money in, but having someone who's intrinsically involved in the story, in production, in organization, and having the entire team. It was so great to have people, although the experience level was television, it wasn't film. It was great having them on set and involved in the whole production, and it was good fun.
Very morning, I can see all the guys were getting up a little bit slower this morning than yesterday. It's normal. It takes you a few days to get used to it again. It was pitch dark when we woke up this morning, nice and cold at that tent. Today we're in the game viewer, so it's nice and cold. We're going to set a picnic here on the game viewer. The guys are washing it, so it looks nice and clean. Obviously it's very dusty here in the bushveld. It's always a little bit nervous getting that first shot of the day, but I think we're ready. Okay, so we're setting up here in the middle of the veld at Matingwe Lodge. We're doing a scene where our 4 main actors go on a game drive, and they saw some sable early this morning, they saw some giraffe, and now they're getting to a place where they see a rhino with a little baby calf, and they stop there and they discuss it.
I look at the journey that God took me on to get me from where I started up to being in this film set, working with Frans Cornier, working with Faith Broadcasting Network. It's been an incredible journey. By faith and by hard work and with the right attitude and the right connections and me working with fellow Christians, we eventually got to this point where we're making this incredible movie about purpose.
In terms of the cast, right from the word go, even before I had a story, I had certain actors in mind that I wanted involved. So the lead actress, Almarie de Prier, was selected fairly early in the process.
It was very unexpected. I just got a phone call from our producer and director Frans the one day, and it was out of the blue, and I knew who he was. The editor for the magazine for which I write the reviews, he spoke to him because they know each other, and he said that Frans had to consider me for this project. Immediately when Frans actually shared with me what the movie is about, and he sent me the initial script, I realized that I could strongly identify with the journey of purpose, and knowing that that's something that we sometimes need to fight for in our own lives. So I really liked the message behind the story, and I knew that it was something regardless of age or race or where you are located in the world, that purpose is such an important aspect for each person, and that's kind of what attracted me.
Her fiance in the story, Andre, is played by Heinz Winkler. I've known Heinz for most probably 16, 17 years already and been good friends with him, and I knew that he could play the kind of character that we needed for her fiance. So really when we wrote the story, we wrote it, his character we wrote for his own personality as a real person.
When I did the last movie I did, I really enjoyed acting. I really enjoyed being involved in that process and getting in touch with that part of me that enjoys telling a story. I think the acting bug really bit. I was thinking, I want to do movies, I want to do acting, but I want to do stuff that builds the kingdom. I want to do stuff that inspires people. And I was praying earlier this year about that and asking God to please give me opportunities to be a part of films that's going to advance His kingdom. And literally a week after that, I got a phone call from Frans Cronje telling me about his new film.
Heinz is the game ranger, and he's gonna tell them that rhinos are gonna go extinct because of what is happening. Why did they go extinct?
Poachers. Lots and lots of poachers are killing our animals. Yeah, I know, but it's a real issue, and we're explaining it to the Americans.
Yeah, and we're wanting them to know why rhino poaching is, because of it, there's really a chance that rhinos could be extinct within the next 3 or 4 years. And Heinz has been driving the game viewer through the veld here. Did you miss all the warthog holes here?
It was so much fun. I just had to every now and again say, hold on, because it's very up and down, but it's so much fun. It's such a great vehicle, and I'm getting into character. I really feel.
Moose, who's played by Tori Martin. I first met Tori 2 years ago at the ICVM conference in Atlanta. Really loved him. He's so funny, he's a great guy, and it was a great asset having Tori involved, not just as an actor but also as a writer and as a friend. And so when we developed the character of Moose, again we knew we're going to write to the strengths of the actor Tori Martin.
I met Frans at the International Christian Visual Media, and it's hard to explain this, but sometimes you just feel an instant kindred spirit with somebody. He made me laugh. He's very smart, and he's excited about this industry. So that zeal, that zest that you experience when you're in the presence of Frans is a little contagious, and he kind of hooked me and reeled me in.
As you can see, it's night again, Tori. We started this day and it was dark. Yeah. We finished this day and it's dark. Yes. What was the first day on set like in Africa?
It was an adventure. I tripped on a shoelace, fell in a swamp. I got scared nearly half to death by a python. I saw giraffes. I saw sable. Went over in a Jeep over some serious bumps. Hit my head a couple times. Got some bruises. But it's a good project to get bruised for. Don't really care to see the python again.
In exactly the same way with Shalonda Lacombe. I first heard Shalonda sing that song Circle of Life that comes from the Disney musical The Lion King at the ICVM conference in Orlando. And Shalonda just blew me away with her presence, with her attitude, with her voice. And I said, man, I want that in my movie. I want to hear that. I want to feel and see that. And Shalonda brought that into the character of Cherie Alexander in our story in a fantastic way.
I'm a stage performer, and I was at a film festival and I met Frans, and he said that there might be an opportunity for me in one of his films. And yeah, so he knew a little bit about me. I had spent some time on the road. Actually, I spent years on the road with the Walt Disney World Company, and I was in their production of The Lion King. So I got to originate a stage production for them and traveled for years. And who knew that I would actually be working on a film set with them? So it's exciting to be here.
I wanted someone warm, someone friendly, and someone who speaks Sesotho to play a motherly role on the reserve, and eventually met Mpho Masinyane. And she plays the role of Matabu, and just such a warm, friendly, caring person in her own personality. So I knew it wouldn't be difficult for her to adapt into the role of Matabu.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful Jewish orphan girl who felt she had no purpose until she became the Queen of Persia. When her people were threatened, she was the only one who could speak to the king to save them, but she couldn't go without an invitation. Yet, she chose to be brave and go anyway because she knew she was made for such a time as this.
You belong on the stage, but you're telling me that you're moving back to Africa to live on a game reserve. So what's your purpose in life? Who are you?
You got the part. She got the part.
You've been here a whole day, and you still haven't told Andre or your father that you've been offered a Broadway show.
Dingo is not just my home, it's my legacy.
Whatever decision you make now, you're not only going to secure your legacy, but you're going to make sure that your vision's being honored.
We're going to celebrate as soon as we get those rhino horns.
It's the deed to Matingwe.
It's not every day you meet a Broadway star who also owns an African lodge. In life, we regret more the things we didn't do than the things we did.
That from the Bible?
Oh, I read it in a sugar packet this morning.
You've been doing this for 10 years.
Yes, but this is the first time that I got a call back and the part.
The answer is no.
I'm glad someone else recognizes the talent that I've always seen in you. What I resent is the fact that for 10 years, you kept this part of your life a secret.
Mom's death was not the death of God's purpose for your life. So if you want to be buried next to Mom, you do it yourself.
We had a 4.5 meter python. This python weighs about 25 kilograms. And we thought it's winter and it's cold. The python actually ate just prior to coming on set, so we thought it would just be lying still, but she didn't really want to. She kept on curling around and sailing, not too fast because pythons are not really fast, but never wanting to stay in one place. So we kept on having to guide this python back into position. But what was amazing, the one shot where we actually really needed the python to be still, so it doesn't move from behind Tori Martin, or in our movie Moose. He's the scaredy cat. He's the guy that visits Africa for the first time and he's really scared of everything, spiders, snakes, everything. They're having this picnic and guess what? There's a python behind him. So this python actually, in that take where we had the python behind Moose, the python behaved. She was absolutely dead still. She was just lying there. So we got that in, and our Americans was very nervous about this snake, both Tori and Shalanda. But Heinz Winkler, he was just a real star. He got up casually, picked up all 25 kgs of python, and he turned around to Almarie, who plays Louise, his fiancée in the movie, and he said, "Do you want a kiss, my love?" Obviously, she ran away and he was left alone with a python.
A good friend of mine, Morné Tennyson, is our editor, but he's also a great actor and a good screenwriter. So I asked him to play a small cameo role and just wanted him in one scene to explain the significance of passion to Louise. And once we got him involved and Tori started rewriting some of the scenes, Tori and Heinz informed me at one breakfast meeting, listen, we think that Mr. McGregor should have a few more scenes in this movie. So eventually, Mr. McGregor actually is now quite a major character in the story, and Morné Tennyson just played that role magnificently well. He's such a great actor.
Still McGregor.
And then obviously the poachers, and we have some good guys. I always knew that I wanted Eugene Kombanewa involved.
Eugene is from Malawi and he played in the movies District 9 and Chappie, and what was the other one? Death Race. So Eugene he's our poacher boss. He's actually a very friendly guy. As you can see him smiling.
The smile.
Yeah. But I'm trying to show you, like, this poacher boss actually never ever smiles, bro.
Yeah, no.
So no, serious. Okay, look serious.
But it's easy for a good guy to play the bad guy because you've never been bad in your life, So you want to try how it feels like to be on the other side and how to get away with it. That's why we enjoy playing bad guys. But when you're a bad guy, it feels, you feel guilt to play a bad guy because that's how you live your life. What the police come. With me, I'm just a good guy and I'm playing a bad guy and I'm getting away with it. I've been looking forward to get involved in a Christian movie, and this to me was more. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I told Franz that I couldn't wait to get on set because this is what we want to do. It's a family thing.
Greg Creek eventually was available. Greg again is someone with such fantastic attitude, so great. You know, it's to him nothing is ever too much trouble to help. You know, as an actor who was the lead actor in my previous film, he was willing to come on set. He was willing to come for not a great deal of money, but just, you know, and for him it's never been about the money. It's about the same mission that we're on, to get the gospel out to people, and willing to stay in a 2x1 meter tent on set here, sleep here at base camp. Fantastic guy.
Yeah, it's actually pretty special. This is the second time I'm getting the opportunity to work with Frans Cronje. First time round we worked on a movie called Born to Win, and yeah, I won't give away too much of the story, but I may or may not be working closely with poachers in the movie just to throw some spanners in the works. And man, it's been incredible. Just being on set, being part of the team, just to see the whole dynamic of this film being made, both in front and behind the camera, has been really special.
Greg, you've actually played more bad guys than good guys, haven't you?
No, it's about 50-50 right now. I think this movie is going to send me over the edge of playing more baddies, but I'm on that fence right now. I'm on the 50-50 fence.
So I've heard that most of your friends actually reckon that you play bad guys well because you just have to be yourself. Is that true?
That's true. That's what my mom says. That's what my friends say. But I'm trying to prove them wrong.
No, that was just a joke. I tell you what, Greg is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He's an award-winning actor. He's really amazing, and Greg is so amazing to have you on set as well. And not just because of your acting abilities, but because you love the Lord and because you see this as your calling and your mission to be involved.
Absolutely. You know, I think, you know, ministry, the way we see ministry these days is totally like transformed. You know, we're meant to be out there. We're meant to be the salt and the lights. And that's the beautiful thing about the film industry. It's such a catalyst to bring people together from all walks of life, in front of the camera, behind the camera. So it's just such an absolute incredible place to be the salt and the light.
When we facilitated a film a few weeks prior to the filming of The Raw, we met Becky, and what a fantastic guy. He's got such great presence. He's a very strong and physical sort of guy, and we asked him, listen, can you act, can you do stunts? And he informed us that he's done it before. So we decided to use him as the poacher in the movie, and he did a fantastic job.
We've got Anthony Lankilder here, our armourer.
Thank you, Frans. Yeah, first up here, we've got one poacher with an AK-47. This is a genuine AK-47 that's just been turned into blank firing. We put a blank firing adapter in the front of the barrel because you need the weapon to cycle properly, so it stops the pressures. This takes a 7.62 by 39 round. It's a very powerful round, very popular with poachers.
Becky, what does it feel like to fire that? I saw a baboon scattering at the top there when you were firing.
Yeah, you know, when you've got this, you feel so great, like you can shoot all the time.
Second weapon is a Lee Enfield 303 rifle, also a very, very powerful round. This has been used right since the Boer War. Not this particular one, obviously, but these were. It's a bolt action rifle. It takes 6 rounds. Also very popular with hunters back in the day. Obviously, the new modern weapons, they use those a lot more, but this is still one of the old classics.
And Eugene, what did that feel like firing that thing, bro? You good?
Gives me power, man. You know, I grew up, watching the old school kind of movies, the westerns, My father was a sucker for such movies. So definitely I feel like Clint Eastwood right now, you cock it. There's no feeling like that,
And talking about Clint Eastwood, so this is Ranger's weapon. You want to talk us through this little baby?
This is a 357 Magnum. Takes 6 rounds. Also a very, very, very powerful self-defense weapon. That's why a lot of the guys on the farms carry these for animals.
In the midst of some AK-47 fire and the Lee Enfield, we have Leanne and George and Dani here with the 3 horses that we're going to be using, trying to get them used to the gunfire. How did they react to the gunfire, Leanne? Were they okay?
Yeah, they were pretty good. We could hear from a distance already, so by the time we got here, they were pretty calm.
Leanne is going to be Louise's stunt double, and It's Donnie's horses. He's over there. He's the farmer, and Andre will be our stunt doubles. But from our point of view, we're not that great on horseback. Do you think we'll be okay?
I think so. I think you guys will be fine. Donnie's horses are great.
And your occupation is actually working with horses, eh?
Yeah, I've got a horse riding school, so I instruct people to ride.
So here we are in a very special place, yeah, this theatre in Linwood, Pretoria, and this is where we are actually filming the final scene of our amazing movie. And we have so many people here who want to be a part of this movie venture with us, and this is their day.
It feels absolutely amazing. It's a blessing. It's an absolute blessing to be able to volunteer this because we're doing this for God. This is 21st century. We're using the media to go out and spread the word of Jesus, to spread the word of God.
I am so happy that the churches are beginning to create movies.
Wow.
Because I've seen Hollywood has been doing movies,
yes,
but they are not really authentic about the Word of God.
Very good.
So right now it is such a privilege, it's a blessing to see a movie coming out of New York and Africa and produced by local South Africans.
I think a lot of us have, dreams. I think this movie really will resonate with a lot of people in that way, just to tell them that if God has set a certain path for your life, then nothing will stand in his way to, succeed in that path. So.
Seek the face of God that he may give you your purpose and your calling in life, so that one day when you meet him, you can say, Father, I used all the talents that you have given me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that you gave me, the gift of life.
Tanda, that was just an incredible partnership between us at Faith Films as well as with Frans Cronje. What an incredible movie. I'm looking forward to watching it this Sunday.
I really do love that it inspires purpose to each and every single person who's going to be connecting. So make sure you set your reminders. If it's an alarm, go ahead and actually get it done. Or if it's on your calendar, it doesn't matter. Make sure you are a part of this. And of course, if you're watching on DSTV 341, make sure you simply go to the TV guide and set a reminder to watch The Raw.
Listen, man, it's an incredible movie. We've spoken about it. It's going to be epic, so you can look forward to that. Don't forget that you can still catch Faith Today Monday to Friday right here on the Faith family of networks, as well as Faith Worship every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on the Faith family of networks. Those are live programs that will be encouraging and exciting for you. But listen, Tando, next week we're out in the streets, and catch it next week with Faith Cares and Every Tribe Missions, when we spend some time with the community and people out there ministering the word of God, as well as sustaining the needs of people. Well, it's that time of the program again. We're going to say goodbye to you guys.
And you can keep the conversation going on our social media platforms. The handle is simply @MyFaithTV. And until next time, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you and give you peace.
And on behalf of Dr. Andre and Pastor Jenny Raybert, we love you. God bless you. Shalom.